Hello everybody, this is Kipo777 and here is another update. This one's going to be slightly different. I will have pictures included of the plants at a later date, but right now you're looking at Cherokee Trail tier beans and they're climbing up the trellis very nicely. I thought they would probably go across the lateral, but they're just going vertical, which is pretty good. I think they get about maybe 7 to 10 feet tall, and I might have to add on with little bamboo sticks at the top. And here we have some cilantro flowers. Most of them are forming into seeds. As you can see right there. I feel like they've been pretty well in terms of attracting a bunch of beneficial insects like parasitic wasps that kill soft-bodied creatures that are bugs, insects that eat the leaves of plants or the fruit. Haven't really had any problem with pests at all. Now we move on to the aroma tomatoes, which are fairly large and are growing. My tomato cages are falling over as of the present. In this video, this is a little bit, I want to say this is probably June 6th, so about 14 days ago. I'm recording the voiceover, our commentary on the 20th. Here goes kind of an overview of the garden. Here we have the Goji plants, which as of recently, I decided to stop watering every day because the buds, the flowers, mostly just the flowers, they seem to have just kept falling off. And I did see a video of this one person who lives in a high desert environment, and he says he does not water at all. At most, his plants got maybe 3 gallons total for the whole, I guess, summer season, summer season. And his plants were pretty large and they were very productive. They had a bunch of berries on like the branches, and the way he not prunes them, but the way he harvests them is a little bit different, which I'll probably get into on a different video. But I think I will adopt his techniques because his plants, even though the leaves look very dried, the production of them in terms of berries is massive. Oh, and here we got some mushrooms. It's always great to see them. I know they'll help with fertility and breaking down some material that's not in use and make it more available for the plants. And here we have these little runners of Goji plants, little stalks, doing pretty well. Other plants are doing as well too. They're starting to put out flowers more. And I think this year is going to be very productive in terms of berries, especially now with me not watering as much. Hopefully that encourages them to put out more. And here we have the purple Cherokee tomatoes, or Cherokee purple tomato. And they are doing pretty well. 2 out of the 3 are doing pretty well. There's one that's just kind of small, but hopefully it catches up. Here it is right here. And here we have some ruby queen beets or queen ruby beets. They're doing okay. Some of them that are in the shade are doing better. And then hopefully during the fall, I'll plant more and they'll do even better then with cooler temperatures. But this is just to see how they fare in the hotter season. And here we have, again, the goji cuttings. This is what they look like as of the 6th of June. And just yesterday, I would say maybe the 19th, one of them has a flower, so that's a good sign of, it's able to produce fruit. And it will be, pretty good to probably sell to people who want it. And it should produce the first year, since it's a 5-year-old cutting, or a cutting from a 5-year-old plant. And for the most part, I would say all of them basically took, even though some were slower to take than others, or slower to actually put out growth. But as it heated up in my area, like a lot, they decided to push out stems, shoots. Here are the ruby red or ruby queen beets that are doing pretty well in the shade. And here is the jalapeno pepper plant. Again, here are the Roma tomatoes. It's just funny, it's a determinate variety, but it's gotten pretty big, bigger than I expected it would. And then marigolds, just all about, mostly on the edge, but here and there. It's pretty good. They clean the soil, they put out a substance that from the roots that kills root-eating nematodes, so keeps away pests in the soil, attracts pollinators. Here we have some more mushrooms coming out of the ground. Here is, actually I think this one's jalapeno, the other one's probably serrano chili. Yeah, this one's a jalapeno. Yeah. There goes the flower at the bottom. Here is Genovese basil. As soon as I cut the tops off, or at least, top it off, it'll branch out more, produce a whole lot more basil. But this is just them, I guess you'd say seedlings, but they're kind of like the kind of adult plants right now, but still very small. And then cilantro. I guess you'd say it's a volunteer one, which is pretty good. And we're headed up on the, let's see, more marigold. Flowers looking pretty good. Can't wait to save the seeds from them. Another Ruby Queen beet, cilantro seedling, cilantro plant, cilantro seedling, and the straight neck squash. It's been producing a lot of flowers, both female and male, and pretty soon, coming up, I'll show you some pictures of some of the squashes I've already harvested. It's probably some of these that are already on here. So let's see. Or maybe I'll show, let's see, hang on. Oh, this is how I pollinate them by hand. I use the dandelion, after the fluff is blown away, the fuzz from the dandelion, I use the, I guess you could say the disc of it to pollinate. Kind of use it as a brush and just get the pollen from the male flower and put it into the female flower. And that's what you get. Nice fertilized squash. Perfect for eating. And then here's, I believe, like maybe a few days later. But then we'll cut back to June 6th. But this is, I don't know the exact date, but I know it's later. And then what you're about to see are the pictures. Some I've harvested. This one was harvested, but I think it was harvested a little too late. It could have been harvested a little bit earlier. You really want to harvest them when they're about between 6 and 8 inches long, and don't have too many bumps or blemishes on them. But good harvest. Oh, and here we got some peas forming the seed pod, or pea pod. And here goes back to, I want to say, June 6th. Yeah, okay. And then here we have the cilantro and a bunch of flowers. Really great at attracting beneficial bugs to keep pests away. Now this isn't, I don't believe this is one of those parasitic wasps, because usually they're very, very small, like, and they're black. They're black parasitic wasps. This is just a regular wasp. I don't believe it's a paper wasp, because those are more reddish orange. I don't think I've ever seen a wasp like this before. It's not really a yellow jacket. It's got that weird triangle design on the back, like a diamond V shape. But yeah, this is just video of it just on the plant. I thought it was an interesting insect. And as you can see, there's other insects on the plant. I find it strange that there's houseflies, you know, probably getting nectar or pollen. I always thought they would be more for like eating meat and all that, but it's kind of funny just to see them kind of act like bees. Okay, so now we're back to the update video. And here is the blue lake bush bean. This is a single plant that survived in this one area that I planted them. More marigolds. More ruby queen beets. And then the grapevine, which is doing pretty well. Grapes are coming along great. This is just the height that it has been able to get to so far. So it's getting there. I think by the end of the summer it'll be probably across the top, or at least heading down to the other side. And there's a few bunches here and there, especially on this other side. And if we head to this raised bed, you can see this reddish purple mixed lettuce. You can see the size of them, the height of them. They're doing pretty well. The green ones, again, not as well. Oh, and here goes some pictures of maybe a few days later when I harvested some. And here are some peas that are a bush variety, but I should have probably put some trellising support around them, but I just let them be. And right there is a radish, which you'll see in this video. Picked it, but what you don't see in this picture is the other side, which is split. So I decided really not to eat it. Not sure if it was okay to eat or not, but I just didn't eat it. It'll work its way back into the soil. There goes another one, I believe. And then we have another cilantro plant that's flowering. And this is Bloomsdale spinach. Did not do well this year, so hopefully next year I'll work with this soil that's in here, charge it up, rejuvenate it, break it up, make it more suitable. But this bed will probably be used for another project I'm thinking about doing. Probably get into it more at that time, at a later time that I'll be doing it. There goes the Swiss chard in the back. Performing okay. I think it'll probably do better in the fall season. And then here goes what I harvested that day of Swiss chard and red lettuce, purple lettuce. Again, here goes this snapdragon-like plant, blueberry. Again, the soil has to be very acidic for them to, or not very acidic, but at least acidic for them to produce berries, which they didn't do this year. And what else we got? We got Mysore raspberry. And the canes you see right now will produce fruit probably next year, while the ones that are producing fruit this year will just cut off because they won't produce next year. But the canes that are growing this year will produce next year. So hopefully we get a good harvest next year. And we got some mint, which always does pretty well. And here's just another look at the Swiss chard from this angle. See, the leaves have been kind of eaten by something. I don't know exactly what, whether it's snails or grasshoppers or something else. And again, another look at the goji berries just from this side. And the blackberry, which is doing a lot better this year than it was last year. It's a lot more established. Looks really well. Oh, and here's one of my favorite shots, or pictures of these mushrooms. And then we have this little visitor on my tomato plant, which is always welcomed. A nice little ladybug. And I think it is eating something, I just can't tell what. Try to zoom in to kind of get it more focused. Maybe it's eating something, or maybe it's just cleaning itself off. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just leave you with this video of this little ladybug wandering about. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you subscribe and, enjoyed it.